This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Wednesday morning to you. There's a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, and of course, SiriusXM channel 158. Gil Alexander. It's my little buddy Kelly Billin, everybody, alongside. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Just another beautiful morning in Las Vegas.
It is actually gorgeous weather outside.
It is.
You can tell this morning.
It is.
I think these are the final days.
If you haven't caught on by what I've worn all week, I'm taking advantage. Very calculated, Gil. I'm taking advantage of wearing every long sleeve, quarter zip, anything, because they're about to be put away for about 7 months.
Yeah, I should clarify what I mean by the final days. I didn't mean on Earth. I mean weather-wise here in Las Vegas in terms of before the inferno begins.
Right.
On the show today, Jonathan Davis talking Stanley Cup playoffs with us. Looking forward to that.
Let's go.
Check in with Jonathan. Will Hill, all of his bets. Feels like Will Hill hasn't been on the show in a month. And I know that's not true, but why does it feel that way?
Because we love Will.
We love Will.
We miss him.
Yeah. Well said.
What is it? The heart yearns or whatever? I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Kelly's,
Love you, Will.
Kelly's first Google of the morning coming up. Todd Wishnev will join us, talk Major League Baseball. And Todd already called me. He's like, oh, I'm going after Stevie. So looking forward to that.
Ooh.
Little guest on guest crime coming up. Paul Sporer on Major League Baseball. Nick Whalen from Prop Points going to join us, talk National Basketball Association playoffs as well. Let us begin with tennis. Had 4 picks for subscribers at VSiN.com/picks. Pays to be a subscriber. 1-0 on the overnight. Already hit on Vit Kopriva, plus 137 dog. Straight set winner over Fabian Morozan is how the Hungarians say it, I believe. So Kopriva is a winner at plus 137. Now Jaume Munar, the other men's match, the other plus price here has already started. On serve early, first set against Matteo Arnaldi. Munar is the play there for us on clay in Rome. Now, the two ladies' matches, Teresa Valentova, who's a minus 144 favorite over Yulia Putintseva, who I met at the hotel there at Indian Wells, one of the players that lurks around the hotel. We're fading her. I don't know if that match has started. If it is, it's about to. And the one that has definitely not started, we are on Yulia. Remember, we're fading one Yulia. We're fading Putintseva. But we are on Yulia Starodubtseva.
Well done.
Versus Simona Waltert at minus 137. So at least one match to go, maybe 2 if you could sneak it in. I'm not sure if that Valentova match has started. Munar has already 1-0 as we try to have ourselves a fine tennis morning.
Valentova, Putintseva, just about to get going, but has not started yet.
There you go. Play if you'd like. Okay. To the National Basketball Association, doubleheader last night, and it was game 1s for the 2 series that had not started in the conference semifinals, and the Detroit Pistons. Detroit basketball up 1-0 on the Cleveland Cavaliers. They win it 111-101 in game 1. It stays under the total. What's the opposite of a classic? This would be that.
Yeah.
The Cavs,
Eastern Conference basketball.
Yeah, Cavs led it 5-0. Their last lead was 7-6, Kelly. That was it for the game. But they sure got close late. 7-6 at 11-9 Detroit. Pistons went on a 21-5 run. They led by 18, 32-14 in the first quarter. They led by 16 after the first, 37-21. They led by as many as 17 in the second. Led by 13 at the half. Led by as many as 17 again in the third. But up 75-64. Cleveland went on a 7-0 run. They got as close as 3, trailed by 7 after the third quarter, 83-76. And then the Pistons in the fourth quarter built the lead back up to 11, 93-82. But an 11-0 Cleveland run tied it up at 93-93 with 5:28 to go. Cavs still would never lead, and they had a chance with the ball. Couldn't get it done. And then the 6-0 Pistons run built the lead back up to 6, 99-93. Cavs would never get closer than 4 from there, as at 99-95, Pistons would close 12-6 to win it 111-101. Cade Cunningham with 23, Tobias Harris with 20, Jalen Duren 11 points, 12 boards in victory and defeat. Donovan Mitchell 23, Harden 22, 8 and 7, but also 7 of the Cavaliers' 19 total turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of the key stat of this game.
Mm-hmm.
Had the Pistons in the contest. Mentioned it on the show that I probably would yesterday.
Whew, you just cruising, son.
Just cruising. Got to throw those standings up again. Just cruising on that. I just don't understand the. I didn't understand the Cavs love having all postseason, but they had their chance. By the way, they had their chance to win that game last night. So I'm not going to act like they didn't. But Pistons prevail as they head to Game 2 tomorrow. Still in Detroit.
Yeah, this is. I was watching that game, and I was rewatching some of the Spurs Timberwolves yesterday. Man, it's actually shocking. Like you said it well, like shocking that these games, like the Spurs even had a chance in that one, and the Cavs even had a chance in this. Like, because it was really complete domination throughout. And this, like, I think, what do you look at going forward? For both of these teams? I mean, Cade Cunningham he was slowed down from what we've seen in the playoffs, 6 for 19 from the field. It's not like he had an amazing game.
Yeah.
But, you have Jalen Duren steps up. He felt like he was everywhere last night. Finally had a big Duren game defensively. 12 rebounds. Tobias Harris keeps it going on that side of things. And the Cavs at this point are like, there's too much talent. Like, you can say the same thing every time. These guys have to be better. Right? These core stars have to be better. And it's the one. James Harden's easy to pick on because the turnovers are just insane at this point. Like, it is ridiculous. What is he up to? 43 in the playoffs? 43 in the playoffs is what James Harden has done. But like Donovan Mitchell.
Don't believe I mentioned this last week. Don't believe the social network video that's out there of Craig Carton saying he's had 44 games in the playoffs with more turnovers than points. Not accurate. It's amazing what people will do for clicks. Just throw out everything.
Totally. Yeah, totally.
It's a bunch of games with more turnovers than field goals made. I will give him that, but it's not accurate what he's saying.
Yeah, and look, Jared Allen has another stinker. He's got to be more consistent than this. I mean, Evan Mobley was okay, but he's got to be better than that, too. The one guy, though, it's the one guy that I feel like is escaping criticism somehow, it's Donovan Mitchell. Like, Donovan Mitchell, for the bulk of this season, was a top 6, I would say, at worst, top 6 MVP candidate. MVP. Like, that's what we were talking about with Donovan Mitchell, and it's just game after game where you are not getting the star-level production from him that you need. And look, the Pistons are gonna make it tough. They're gonna make it ugly. They're gonna play you tough defensively. They're gonna kill you in transition. They're gonna battle you on the glass. We talked about that before the series. That's an area, in my opinion, the Cavs have to beat them if they're gonna stand a chance. They don't do that last night, and man.
You want the Cavs adjusted series price at plus 175? It's available to you.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
I just wanted to bottom line that.
I do expect it. I mean, like, look, I think Detroit is still far from impressive on the offensive side of the ball.
Of course they are.
Like, I think this could still go long.
They're a flawed number one, but they're still a number one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Our brains tend to pendulum swing all the way to the other side when we talk about something like that.
And look, I think there's something to, Gil, like it's the, not having Franz Wagner was huge for Orlando, but like, is there something
But that's the thing. Everybody was, Orlando's better than Toronto. Like, that's the false, right? I'm not saying you said this, but I'm saying when everybody like laid into me for saying the Pistons are going to be the Cavs, I'm like, did you act like the Cavs beat like the 96 Bulls or something? Like, what did I miss?
Do we really have to compare the Raptors and the Magic? Like, those are two very
bad but I'm saying that was
teams.
the flaw in that argument anyway. Lakers last night hung tough with OKC in game 1 till they didn't. Lakers led 7-0. Did you have them leading by a touchdown to start the game?
No.
They trailed by 5 though by the end of the first quarter, 31-26. OKC led by as many as 13 in the second quarter, but only by 8 at the half, 61-53. And the Lakers would get within 4. Like, if you looked up to the TV midway through the third, you're like, I don't know about midway, but 69-65. You're like, what is going on? 69-65 OKC, but then a 7-0 Thunder run would get it back to double digits, 84-72 by the end of the third quarter. And then the only thing that was in doubt in the fourth was the spread, right? 15.5 late in this game because OKC just kept running up the score. When it got to 21, it was 18 in the final possessions. The final minute, it was 18. Still a chance for the Lakers to cover, but then a 3 put them up 21. They win by 18, and they cover 108-90. And LeBron was great, man. LeBron was great in defeat. 27 points on 12 of 17 shooting. But, like, SGA didn't even have a good game, man, and they still won by 18. Holmgren had 24 and 12, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander only had 18, which for him is a big only. So I don't know if you're the Lakers, I mean, unless Luka's coming around, which even I don't even know if that's going to matter, but certainly without him, I don't know what you look to here.
I would, perfectly said, I hate to have such a boring reaction after one game in the second round of the NBA playoffs, but I think this is almost the example we needed to see to, I think, kind of back up our thoughts about this series in the Thunder, but it's LeBron, 27 points on 12 of 17 shootings, very efficient. It's the first time all season Shai Gilgeous-Alexander hasn't scored 20 points. The first time. And you don't have Jalen Williams in there, and you still got diced apart. Like, what are the Lakers supposed to do? They're just undermanned versus this Oklahoma City Thunder team. And I'll listen to the Chris Foster argument at some point, but I just don't know what you're expecting outside of Luka coming back and looking amazing. How this is going to turn around. And
2.5 quarters in, you're like, hey, Lakers play really well, man. But didn't matter in the end. OKC takes the 1-0 lead in that best of 7 series, which listen, it's one game, but I don't think. Listen, there's a reason why the market favorite in this series correct score is the sweep.
Yeah,
at plus 120, that's the short shot. 4-1 gentleman sweep plus 205. Everything else is a long shot at this point.
I think those are even pre-series numbers. I don't think
those are pre-series because we have a Lakers sweep up there as well. Yeah, so it's in minus money now. That's why, surprised to see the plus up there on the screen. We'll get to tonight's games, to game 2s. It's a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Racetrack Television Network brings you every race, from every track, on every screen, every day. With monthly packages starting as low as $5, RTN gives you great value and access to more live HD streaming and race replays than anyone. Visit RTN.tv today to sign up and watch on almost any device, including Roku and Amazon Fire. Use promo code TRYRTN for a 5-day free trial.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM Channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
It's a hump day edition of Money Moves, and we got a good one in store for you. The NBA postseason rolls on. Minnesota at San Antonio for Game 2. There is a strong trend that favors this team in this matchup. We'll tell you what it is and how you should play it. Philly and New York Game 2, like the 76ers in a bounce back. We'll tell you why. We also have action on the ice as Buffalo, Montreal get started there, and Vegas and Anaheim will be back in Game 2 of their series. Join us. It's Money Moves, 11-1 Pacific, 2 to 4 Eastern, here only on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
I'm not sure if you're aware, Kelly, of how this internet thing works, the information superhighway, but it's always on. The power button never goes off.
I hear it's going to change our lives.
VSiN.com, available right now. You know, probably still listen to the show, though. Greg Peterson's MLB best bets are on there when you need them. Wes Reynolds' Truist Championship Preview. Lou Finnicaro's UFC 328 picks. Gambaloo with his picks. And then coming up today later on the website, Zach Cohen's NBA best bets, Jonathan Davis's best NHL plays and props. We'll get Jonathan on here this hour. Steve Makinen's MLB analytics report. 14 months of VSiN Pro for only $199 with promo code PRO. All of that at VSiN.com/subscribe. We get tweets at Beating the Book. Always appreciate the feedback from everybody. Let's see. This is from Paul Nelson. Gil, you're very correct about Rivas at third for the Mariners. Donovan has the offense, but I'm very concerned about his D. Has to improve as the year goes along, or the M's won't get to the World Series, let alone win it all. Love listening to you and Kelly. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that. Mariners lose to the Braves yesterday. They lose 3-2. Unlike that game over the weekend, Saturday night, where I was lamenting the fact that Emerson Hancock had 14 Ks, no walks, and the M's still lost. Last night, there's no excuse. They lost 3-2. I'm not even sure how they were in the game. Mariners struck out 16 times in this game against the Braves last night.
It's not a great strategy.
Todd was right. I would be very frustrated by the Mariners. And today becomes, to be honest with you, for our May bet, and I know they're 1-4. They're behind the 8 ball already. 4 games behind the leaders, because there's still 4 teams that are 5-0 atop the leaderboard in May. But this is one of these games today, to be honest with you, that's kind of a big early month game.
Yeah.
Because if they, like I said before the Braves series, you get swept by the Royals. If you could take 2 or 3 from the Braves, which is your hardest remaining opponent, because the rest of the schedule is kind of cakey, not the worst outcome in the world if you could be 2-4 after that sweep. You lose today, totally different story.
Yeah, and then it quickly becomes out of hand, right?
Dunzo.
Maybe not mathematically, but
You're
at least in your mind, you're like, I'll
Yeah.
check in on this in a week and a half.
No Emu Doug tells us Coors Field today for the Rockies game, 37 degrees dropping as we speak with 7-mile-per-hour winds at game time tonight or today. Put on your Under Armour and grab a bat. I believe the under will be in play, he says.
It was 37 degrees, May 6th. Wow.
Yeah. Jesse Welch, you'd be shocked how many people I asked about. Oh, this is from yesterday. The topic from yesterday says, you'd be shocked how many people I asked about cutting off an arm for $1 billion. Gilly, you're on the wrong side of this. It was about 85% of the people at my gas station said, yes, snap call, we're talking $1 billion. Okay, a few things. One, 85% of people are boobs, if that's the case. Just want to point that out.
And at least 85%, we know that.
And at least 85% of that 85% are lying when push came to shove and they had to actually have their arm cut off. Stop it. Stop it, people.
Bring me the briefcase.
Judd O'Connor. Perhaps the NBA is just devoid of actual elite players when they're faced with a real defensive scheme. I believe this bleeds into the coaching, too. JB, Atkinson, Joe, Adelman. He's on a first-name basis with some of these guys. All rolling out the same old every game. What say you about that? I think there's there's a kernel of truth to that.
Start at the top. What do you say?
Well, he's just saying that he said just devoid of actual elite players because when they're faced with actual real defensive scheme, they kind of just become ordinary.
Yeah, I think I would twist it a little bit of. I think you're still going to see some stars show up and have some star power games here in these remaining games.
Yeah, he's not saying completely done.
I've seen some of the numbers though here. Just the scoring output, right? Like this is the most drastic drop from regular season to postseason scoring that I think we've ever seen. The biggest gap, at least, from regular season to postseason. The defenses have definitely stepped up big time. I think there's some just lack of overall quality offenses, I think it's fair to say. But I'll tell you, Gil, I think one of the things that you and I've discussed, and it's pretty apparent, is this is when coaching matters, and it feels like it matters more this year. It feels like it's mattering more right now. What Chris Finch is doing with this Timberwolves team, and I look at it more as the positive side of how you can make a team that might be hurt, injured, lacking players, lacking talent, that much better in a playoff situation. Like, I think Chris Finch has been pushing every right button, including with the media.
I think if we went through our Rolodex, old school reference, if we went through our Rolodex of sports, college hoops, pro football, college football, baseball, whatever, pro basketball coaches probably, by relatively speaking, probably have the least impact on the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, in regular season, I think it's like, it's, you almost don't even notice it. Outside of a couple out of timeout plays and end of game situations, you don't even notice it. But I think this is the time where it matters more. What are the lineup adjustments that you're making? What are you doing in game, in between games? I think it matters. I think Chris Finch has been the best so far.
Sixers-Knicks, Game 2 tonight, Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, as they like to call it there in New York. Boy, they like themselves in New York, don't they, with basketball?
Oh, yeah.
As if D.C. doesn't crush them with grassroots basketball. Stop it. Knicks favored by 7.5. Totals 215.5. Knicks crushed the Sixers by, was it 39 in the end in Game 1? 137-98,
yes.
I seem to recall. 7.5-point favorites again tonight. This is what the number was in Game 1. Of course, Game 1, the narrative moving into it was, well, Sixers just slayed the Dragon and the Celtics. They're on shorter rest, kind of a letdown spot if you're allowing for letdown spots during a playoffs. Same number. Do you think we will have a different result? Do you buy into that narrative as only as valid and applies to that Game 1 and Game 1 alone?
I would be shocked if we don't see a better effort from the 76ers. Now, result.
I'll agree with that because it was a 39-point loss.
Result is a different question. I think this is, I'm not getting in front of this Knicks team right now. I don't expect this to continue all throughout the playoffs. We joked about that earlier in the week, but man, it's last 3 games, win by 39, 51, 29. What they did in the last game, Gil, 100th percentile mid-range shooting. They were 63% from the field. They're 99th percentile from three-point. They were over 50% from three on 37 attempts. Yes, we expect regression, but man, they've been doing this multiple games in a row.
3 games in a row where they've beat their opponent by 29 points or more now.
You got Karl Anthony Towns, 4 consecutive games with 6 assists or more. What they're doing with Karl Anthony Towns, you have not seen from him throughout his entire career. It's adding another dimension to this offense. OG Anunoby is shooting over 60% from the field and 3 in the playoffs so far. Yes, you expect regression. We talk about shooting regression all the time, but man, everything is clicking for this team right now.
But Maxey was a non-factor also in Game 1. Don't expect that to be the case. Embiid was keeling over, it felt like, every other play.
I fully expect both of those guys to have better games. And Maxey, things have to be run through him. You will see a lot forced through Maxey tonight. And I think that's a good thing. You've got to get him rolling. He has had a lot of success against this Knicks team before in the past. He was 3 for 9. He can't take 9 shots in a playoff game that matters this much. And Embiid not much better, 3 for 11. We talked about it yesterday, though. The only good thing about a blowout is you got a little bit of extra rest for Embiid, who is dealing with some stuff. So
from a contest perspective, again, contest.killersports.com. This is not the game I would gravitate towards because it's still for all the reasons we're stating, it still scares me. I don't know. I don't know if the Knicks can crush them again. Maybe they can. I don't know if the Sixers can cover. Both things are. I can imagine both. The Spurs and the T-Wolves, though. I want to get to this game because there is a scenario here that makes me lean Spurs. Not only what same sentence can apply. Expect the Spurs to be better. They lose to the T-Wolves by 2 in Game 1. T-Wolves take home court advantage with that 1-0 lead. We're back in San Antonio for the Game 2 tonight. It's 9.5, 10 in favor of the Spurs, somewhere in that pocket right now. I've seen some 10s out there. The thing about this one, though, is unlike the Sixers and the Knicks, because the T-Wolves have won Game 1, and I'm sure I'm not going to be the only person that says this, there is a scenario tonight where if the Spurs, again, use your whatever cliche you prefer, right? Backs against the wall, must-win situation, right? All of it's true. Yeah. But if they go up early big, and by early I mean, I don't know, we're midway through the third. They have a double-digit lead at halftime. They're midway through the third quarter. That lead shows no sign of dissipating. There is a white flag moment for the T-Wolves in this game, where it's not the case with the Sixers, right? Where the T-Wolves are like, hey, you know what? We got our game. They're not going to admit that, right? We got our game. Let's sit, folks. Let's not risk any injury. We don't want to push Ant for sure. So if there's a play for me tonight in the contest, it's going to be on the Spurs.
Yep. I'm in already in on the Spurs side, and I will be playing it in contest as well. I think it's a similar story here as when we talk about the 76ers. Stars got to be better, right? De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama combined 10 for 31 shooting. All of their three-pointers were missed between those two guys. I rewatching that game, man. I think there were some interesting things that the Wolves did, especially in that final quarter. You saw a lot of seals on Wemby and kind of throwing bodies into him to kind of clear some space. And he still had 12 blocks in the game. But yeah, I think at this shooting, we're going to see better shooting from San Antonio tonight. 4 for 17 from the mid-range, 10 for 36 from 3. Edwards still, look, he was better than what I thought he was going to look like, but he's still on a minutes restriction, still banged up. Spurs lived in transition in game 1. They can really feast on the Wolves there.
Ryan Russillo, back to the Sixers and Knicks for a second. Ryan Russillo had an interesting point about the Sixers, too. That Embiid is just getting every call on, screens where he's, grazed or bumped. He went back and, counted 7 of them. So we'll see if that continues in the Sixers' favor. So add that into the mix. Coming back.
The guarantee? I hear it's massive.
They wouldn't do this unless it was something big.
There is no way it's that high.
I think it's even bigger.
It's huge. What? It's huge. Oh.
I'm down here at Circa, and I heard it's going to be gigantic. It's the biggest contest we've ever seen.
But seriously, what's the guarantee?
All right, guys. You're going to have to wait and see. The biggest pro football contests in the world are back. Visit circasports.com for more information.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back on a numbers game, live from Circa Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. Gil Alexander, Kelly Bidlin, Jonathan Davis to join us to talk NHL, Stanley Cup playoffs, as if there's another kind of Stanley Cup playoffs than the NHL variety. Lanch win again yesterday. Colorado Avalanche now join the Carolina Hurricanes as having won 6 straight to begin the postseason. 2/3 of the way to that record that I keep talking about for the 85 Edmonton Oilers, who won 9 in a row to start the 85 Stanley Cup playoffs.
Pretty good. Pretty
And that will
good.
be my first question of Jonathan Davis. Is like, do you one or both? Who's getting there? The 9 in a row.
I mean, I know it helps that they had 9 in the first game, but 14 goals through 2 games. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
The Wild succumb last night to the Avalanche 5-2. Kind of ho-hum hockey tonight. Doubleheader. Canadian Sabres finally going to start. And then the Ducks Golden Knights. Golden Knights going to try to take a 2-0 lead in that best of 7 series. So we'll talk to JD about that. I just call him JD, by the way. That's kind of like a anybody with those initials, you default to JD kind of thing? I think so.
I think there's some people call him JD.
So last night, I'm watching the Mariners lose to the Braves. It's 2-2 in the ninth. Not even a bad pitch to Matt Olson. And Matt Olson stays through the strike zone, like as it stays through the swing, stays with it, and he lines one out of the park in center field over Julio Rodriguez. I'm not sure how many players in baseball could do that, but you can count them on one hand. And so there's a couple things I want to get to here, since, by the way, Steve Fezzik texting us saying he's proclaimed the Mariners bet dead. This is the same guy who proclaimed the Reds bet dead in March before the bet even started. So Steve trying to save face here is what this is. But since the Mariners are behind the 8 ball, let's look at some other things. A couple National League. One is an award, one is a prop. Let's just talk about MVP in the National League.
Okay.
Shohei Ohtani in the National League. Just looking at his stats, is courtesy of the group chat that is being bandied about right here. Shohei's got 6 homers, 14 RBI, 240 batting average, 432 slugging percentage, and 814 OPS.
He sucks.
Last 3 years, way better, right? 282, 310. Last 3 years, 282, 310, 304. Well, they're getting messed up in the. I see what you're saying. So his average is lower, his slugging percentage is lower, his OPS is lower, and the question is there anyone to look at for MVP? And I go to Matt Olson, who we're showing at 10-1. Is he still 10-1 for MVP? Is that accurate? Wow. I mean, to me, Matt Olson currently leads the majors, right? We're talking NL MVP, but he leads the majors outright in doubles, 15, RBI, 33, and runs scored, 35. He's the first player to hold the outright MLB lead in all 3 categories at the end of any day in May or later since Ted Williams threw games in September 19th, 1949.
That's wild.
Courtesy of Opta Stats, by the way. So there is a prop out there, since we're going to just shove the Mariners May bet to the side for a second. There's a prop out there. First guy to get to 20 homers. First, it's the race to 20 homers. You can bet this at DraftKings. Right now, Major League Baseball lead, Aaron Judge of the Yankees, no surprise, with 14, tied with Munetaka Murakami of the White Sox, who also has 14 homers. Now, Judge in the race to 20 is the favorite at -110. Murakami's at +150. And then you see, after Murakami, you see the other candidates, starting with Yordan Alvarez of the Astros, +750. He's currently got 12 homers. Remember, this is the race to 20. There's our guy, Matt Olson, at +850. That homer I was referring to, Olson jacked his 13th of the season last night in the 9th, proved to be the game winner against the Mariners. There's Will's guy, Ben Rice, +950. He's 2 back of his teammate Aaron Judge and Munetaka Murakami. Everybody else, double digits, and are at least 3 back of Judge and Murakami. Once again, Kelly Bidley, I go to Matt Olson. So I like Matt Olson for MVP right now in the National League. I like Matt Olson in this category. Matt Olson is 1 homer behind Judge and Murakami. And specifically, if you look at, for those who are interested in, recency and what have they been doing lately. Now, Judge should always be the favorite in this category. I'm not going to act like he should. Judge has hit 5 homers in his last 8 games. It's not like he's slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
Alvarez, 3 homers in his last 14, right? He'd be the opposite. Not really on a home run surge of any kind right now. Ben Rice out with a hand injury. We'll see day to day. We'll see when he comes back. Matt Olson, you ask? 4 homers last 5 games, 6 homers last 9 games. He's your guy at plus 850. If there's a bet here to make, that's your guy.
Okay, let's play the golf leaderboard game. 14. Aaron Judge.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty Scheffler is at 14 home runs.
Yeah.
How far down the board can you even look?
I just went as far as I think you can.
11 home runs? 13 home runs.
I mean, Schwarber, I definitely looked at Schwarber, right? I was like, okay, what's Schwarber doing?
Right. Because Schwarber, we know, can pile up 4 home runs in 2 days.
Though he's not doing it currently.
Right.
Right. He's not on a Schwarber heater. Let's put it that way. Interestingly, after Schwarber comes any other player, which is a bucket of, I guess, Bryce Harper and everybody else.
Yeah, we were talking about that during the break. There's some guys listed at 9 home runs. I'm a little surprised Bryce Harper's not on there.
But anybody else, I think you're just, look, it'd be wonderful to hit up Mike Trout at 40-1 or Junior Caminero at 80-1. But Judge, to use your Scheffler analogy, right? You're just kind of.
Yeah, it's not
you're
like,
not going to come from that far behind to beat Judge.
Yeah, barring injury, it's not like he's going to stop hitting home runs, right? I'm a little intrigued by Schwarber jumped out to me just because we know he can get hot for a few games, and it's a race to 20, right? All you got to get 9 more. Or Aaron Judge, all he's got to do is get 6 more here. Trout, that big of an odds difference between Schwarber and Trout? I mean, I know Schwarber's more of the home run guy, but 40-1.
I mean, Trout's having a great year. I made the case for, a narrative where he could win MVP if some of the guys at the top, falter a little bit long term. But I don't know if he's got to hit 9 before Judge hits 6.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. It could happen. 40-1 enough to play that?
Now let's have the Scheffler conversation. That's
the problem.
Is Judge at -110 just the best bet on the board?
What do you say on a golf leaderboard? You're always like, look at the names on the top of the leaderboard, though, right? And for me, Judge, Alvarez, and Olson are those equivalent names at the top of the home run leaderboard.
I hear you.
By the way, I don't mean to diminish Murakami, who's just not one of the names, but he's right there.
Not one of the names. No, I'm doing the question, though, if we always try to look down the board, we see great plus prices, but is Aaron Judge at -110 just a good bet?
I wouldn't hate anybody who did it.
Yeah.
But if you're giving me Matt Olson 1 behind at plus 850, what we just talked about, this is historical from Olson, who never misses a game, by the way. The modern-day Cal Ripken. Never misses a game. What was that? 15 doubles, 33 RBI, 36 runs scored. I know we're talking about a home run prop.
It's incredible.
Here, but what a season.
Yeah, it's incredible.
What an early season for the Braves, who have been awesome. So going back to the MVP conversation for a second, I also think that factors into the MVP conversation, which is the Braves are just killing it this year. Best team in baseball. And Olson is front and center of all that. So 10-1, because I thought I saw lower than that. But if you can still find a 10-1 on Matt Olson for MVP, are you kidding me?
I'm seeing, looking at 10-1 right now.
Okay. I would support both of the Matt Olson plays there. MVP and the race to 20 home runs, which I love that DraftKings still has these up. I assume they will do race to 30, race to 40, so on and so forth.
Caesars has race to 30 up.
Also interesting.
Yeah.
What's Judge in race to 30?
I do not know, Gil, but
bring it up and don't have the number. By the way, currently National League MVP, Shohei remains -370, because of that whole pitching thing. So I'm not, again, Shohei is Shohei. He's got both going. But if the batting falters and continues to falter by comparison to previous Shohei seasons, then all of a sudden it does put other people into play. And as I look, we discussed this yesterday, we were like, who else are you going to play? Ellie De La Cruz, not good enough at 22-1. Corbin Carroll, 18-1, in my opinion, not good enough. Olson's the only other choice here. Acuna hurt. It's the only other choice.
Your race to 30 odds. Aaron Judge +140. Murakami +350. Olson 8-1. Alvarez and Schwarber both 11-1. Ben Rice 14-1.
All right, so I'd rather have Olson at 8-1. Was that the price here for to 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, to 30.
No, I know, but in the to 20, he was also 8-1, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Is that what I just said? Yeah, I believe so. Olson to 20, yes.
850.
Yeah, he's even better to 20. I'd much rather take the small sample size.
Me too.
Get him there at plus 850 than I would 8-1 to get to 30. So that even adds more to it.
How much more time do you want to give Judge?
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't. So there's your play. Matt Olson raced to 20 at plus 850, and I would even suggest Matt Olson 10-1 National League MVP, which I am startled that number even exists given the historical stats that we just quoted earlier. So there you go, little mid-season prop for you. By the way, we're gonna have to flesh this out too at another time, but I'll let you know about that.
Okay.
At another time. There you go. It's a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Your favorite VSiN shows and personalities are now available to download as podcasts. Catch every hour of our live broadcast with VSiN Best Bets, or find your go-to show and download it directly. Get instant reactions to last night's games, sharp analysis on today's biggest matchups, and everything in between. Whether you're commuting, working out, or just catching up, VSiN lets you take the action with you wherever and whenever you want. Search VSiN on your favorite podcast platform and get in on the action with VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back on a numbers game, live from Circa Resort Casino. Gil Alexander, Kelly Bidlin. We get tweets beating the book. Robert at RobertsB01. Just tuned in this morning, heard Gil talking about boobs. Today's show's going to be lit. I referred to people as boobs.
Yes.
If that's what you mean by talking about boobs. Uncle Bush, don't we always say that NBA teams have to go through a growth process in the playoffs and sort of graduate before they make a championship with early round losses and playoff experience? Doesn't that fit the Knicks? I don't think they're winning the championship.
I didn't think that's where he was going with that. Sure. They're getting better.
I agree with the premise, and I don't know how it's diffused in any of this.
I thought he was going to go to the Spurs with that.
I did too. Brosec 1870 on today's show. Kelly asked Gil, Baker or Tua? Cousins or Baker, Gino or Murray, and how much money would it take for you to give them your elbow? That's right. It's Kelly Bidlin topics suggested every show. Chris Heath, over here searching MVP odds, couldn't find them, and now all of a sudden I have $150 on the White Sox to win the AL Central at 16-1. Funny how that happens, huh? Hey, what do you mean? I have a White Sox bet. I wasn't even looking for this. Sean's Fox plays, I'm not denying that there's more effort being given on the defensive side, but everywhere the amount of mugging that is allowed is ridiculous, especially off the dribble. It's like, feel free to slap people's wrists all game and then be shocked at the turnover increase. And John Balduzzi, for what it's worth, buying a bionic arm with my billion or similar is leading my straw poll. So you're going to cut off your arm for the billion, then you're just going to buy the bionic arm with $1 billion.
I'm assuming he's not going to pay $1 billion for the bionic.
Listen, I don't know if you know about bionics, Kelly. You're a little young for bionics.
Oh yeah.
But there's a generation of us that knows very well how great bionics would be in our arm, if you know what I mean. Jonathan Davis remembers what I'm talking about. He joins us now to talk NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. You can follow Jonathan on Twitter at West Coast Hockey. Just spell hockey HKY. He is our VSiN NHL analyst of the day and of all time. How you doing, Jonathan?
I'm doing well. I got 6 million reasons to like bionics, right?
That's right. That's exactly right, Jonathan. You know what I'm talking about. If you could only have one of Steve Austin's bionics, what would it be? The eyesight? The jumping? What would it be?
It would be the jumping.
The jumping.
Yeah, I fit the definition of white man can't jump.
Okay. All right. Jonathan, look, it's great seeing you. I love the action figures over the left shoulder. You said these off air, but can you tell us who you got there over your left shoulder?
Yeah, we have Gordie Howe, Bobby Orr, Sidney Crosby, Wayne Gretzky, and Steven Stamkos, which you cannot see at all. But I rotate them out. I've got about 30 of these guys.
Ovechkin is one of them?
Ovechkin is one.
Okay.
We have Don Cherry.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, before we talk about the two games tonight, we finally have game one between the Canadiens and the Sabres. We have game two in the Golden Knights series. Before we get to those, I asked this of Jay Kahn yesterday. I'll ask it of you, which is simply Edmonton Oilers 1985, 9 wins to start the Stanley Cup playoffs. We have two teams that are 2/3 of the way there. Avalanche, Hurricanes. Will both either get there to 9? Will they match the Oilers' start?
Oh God! So 9. I think Carolina's got a better chance to get there than Colorado, just because I do think Minnesota gets a game. So I'll say Carolina. They both do, but Carolina's got the better shot.
It's interesting to me. The reason that I'm interested in it is because hockey, again, the playoffs, very random in terms of results, again, compared to the NBA playoffs. I've given the stat many times. You've got to play a best of 51 in the NHL to have the same percentage of favorites get through as compared to basketball. And so for two teams to be so dominant early in a playoffs is pretty amazing. Let's start with game one of the Canadiens and the Sabres. Two series or two games in, they haven't started yet. But this is a series that many are looking forward to. It's the most coin flippy of all series. What do you got tonight?
So I'm going to start off with a trend that has been our friend for about 8 years now. Teams that win Game 7 on the road of a previous series and start out Game 1 on the road of the following series have won 6 straight. And I look at, so that ties you into Montreal tonight. And I like, I think, if this was a game in Montreal, the Canadiens would definitely be the favorite. They'd be the favorite in the series. I'll take Montreal, and if they lose tonight, I'll double down. I think this series goes a minimum 6. Montreal won 3 games on the road in Tampa. I don't see why they can't win 1 on the road in this series. And actually, both these teams in the regular season, each one in the opposition's building.
Is there anything to that trend? Like if you take yourself away from the number and you think about it intuitively, team wins game 7 on road, wins game 1 on road, subsequent series. Anything to that makes sense to you?
Well, I think it's just better to start out on the road. I think there's more pressure on the home team to win game 1. So I think that kind of plays into it. Your Buffalo even talked about it in round 1 against Boston. The guys were so pumped up, and the organization hadn't been in a playoffs for 15 years, and so sometimes the home team squeezes their sticks a little tighter.
So you have a bunch of props in this game as well. Let's get to those. What do you have?
Yeah, so Peyton Krebs of the Buffalo Sabres plays on the top line for Buffalo, and you can get him at plus 500 to score a goal. On the value alone of a guy who plays on the team's number 1 line, is going to get a lot of ice time. I love it. You look at Cole Caulfield, who's got 10 goals and 16 points in 18 career games against Buffalo. Struggled in round 1 against Tampa, but I think this is going to be a much more wide open series than what we saw against the Lightning. And then a guy like Jason Zucker, to me, is he's got 10 goals in 25 games against the Canadiens. He had 2 goals back in his days with Pittsburgh against Montreal in the playoffs. I like Zucker to get a goal. I like the value at plus 320. So that's where I'm targeting tonight. And as I said, going back just to a series play, I played both teams to win in 6 and both teams to win in 7. And as long as we get this series to 6, you're going to come away with around a plus 1 unit profit.
Okay. I was expecting a long competitive series. You have a, what's this, Tage Thompson, Alex Tuck, Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki point parlay, plus 270?
Yeah, I took the 4 best players, I think, in the game tonight. I think we do see goals. And for me, this was a way just to get this at plus money. So a little pizza money bet on the 4 of those guys to pull together a point at plus 270.
All right, you miss anything here with Jonathan? He's got it on the website at VSiN.com, or will at least later in the day, if not up already.
No, it's up there now.
It's up there already. All right. By the way, we have a tweet from Brian M. Jonathan. Yeah. I really hope that Jonathan has the Don Cherry red suit coat action figure and not the boring Bruins one, he says.
It's the coach's jacket that they've got. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Out of my control.
You know where we're going now. It's the let's not make the Vegas Golden Knights fans upset portion of the show. Ducks at Golden Knights, as they did in the previous series against the Mammoth. I don't know how they're up in. I don't know how they're winning hockey games, but they are getting by. No matter who they seem to play here in the playoffs thus far. You got a bunch of props in this one.
Yeah, look, I'm really impressed by the Golden Knights. Their last 2 games, they've held each opponent to, they held Utah to 1 goal in clinching the series. They held Anaheim to 1 goal in winning game number 1. So look, I'm a big Vegas fan myself, just truth be told. And I'm looking for it. I'll be at games 3 and 4 in Anaheim. But yeah, there are a bunch of props. Brett Howden of the Golden Knights leads the team in goals of all people. Howden had 12 and 58 regular season games. He's got 5 goals in now 7 playoff games. You can get Howden at plus 320 just to score or plus 350 to score a goal tonight. And he's also scored the first goal of the game in back-to-back games. So I sprinkled some pizza money on Howden for the first goal of the game and for the first Vegas goal in case Anaheim was to strike first. Ivan Barbashev of the Golden Knights. He's got a point in every playoff game. How can you not sprinkle on him? You can target it a couple of ways. You can go minus 118 for a point. I like to just kind of split a unit and play them both to score a goal and an assist because you get a slightly better return on your investment there. Jackson Lacombe of the Anaheim Ducks. He leads the playoffs in points. I think still he's got 10 points. He's had an assist in every playoff game but 1. You can still get his assist prop at a decent price at plus 105. So I'm there with Lacombe. And then I did Uncle Leo, I call him. For you Seinfeld fans, Leo Carlson of the Anaheim Ducks. He's had at least 4 shots on goal in every playoff game. Had 10 in the first game against Edmonton, plus 135 to get 4 shots on goal or more tonight. That to me is a gift.
Jonathan, can your Golden Knights, let's assume the Golden Knights get by the Ducks. You know what they say about assuming, but for the purposes of this exercise, let's go with it. It's the Golden Knights and the Avalanche in the Western Conference Finals. What would you make the Avalanche in that series?
I probably make them about a minus 150 favorite.
That's it, huh? Just minus 150.
Yeah, maybe 160, but this Vegas team has been really good since the coaching change. And, I've talked about the fact that in many ways this coaching change was addition by subtraction. Gil, I had players tell me for years it was hell under Bruce Cassidy.
Interesting. Jonathan, enjoy the games tonight. Good luck with the bets, and enjoy the Golden Knights